welcome SkilledSouls, and welcome to a mod I'm going through called Ray's Minimap. And that is simply what it is. This minimap will allow you to see things from above as a bird's eye view, and there are several other things you can get from it, which I'm going to go through today. Now, I don't really need to move on this world, so I can just press M, which is the default key, and go through the minimap options with you. I know most of these, but some I just do not know. I haven't gone through. So you can change the map shape, whether it would be square or round, in which point if you have it round, it actually has the coordinates on you. And if you see, it actually turns with you. However, it looks a little bit weird because it keeps changing all the shades and stuff. So I like to leave mine square, in which point it's also slightly bigger. You can see more. But that does mean when you move, it doesn't move with you. Then you can change the texture from Ray's minimap and Zan's minimap. Zan's looks like a sort of older one, in which point it appeared to be a bit more foggy around the edges, as well as the border is bigger and covers the map. So I prefer Ray's minimap. You might be different. You can change the position from upper right, upper left, lower left. I like it in the upper right as that's the default and I got used to it. You can change the map scale, small, normal, large or larger, or match it to your GUI scale, or have it auto depending on how big your Minecraft client is. You can change the opacity of it, 25, 50, 75, 100, so if you want to see things through it. I like to have it 100 so I can actually see it clearly. Large map is, so when it's in a large map, do you want it small, normal, large, larger, GUI scale or auto? I'm going to leave it auto, which will probably mean it will be the larger one. You can change the opacity of that and change large map label. I'm going to enable that. Filtering, that's one of the ones I'm not too sure. Coordinates, you can have it disabled. Type 1, which is the coordinates what you're exactly on, or type 2, which includes more coordinates, which I don't exactly know why people want that, so I just go with type 1 normally. You can have the menu keys to show or not be shown. I like to be shown because once I've had it where the menu keys changed. However, you can set it to what you want anyway. You can change the scale of the font. I like to have it auto again. You can change the default zoom. I'm going to leave it at ×1. You can go up to ×8. I think I saw that. Yeah, 8. But I'm going to leave it at 1. Map mask type, I'm not sure. I'm leaving that at depth. Update frequency, I leave that at middle. Threading and thread priority, I'm not too sure what they are. Preloaded chunks have that disabled. You can also go to the surface map options, which change. You can see the map daytime, nighttime, just not have a time, or have it dynamic, which means it's switched between day and night depending on the actual light. You can have the lighting type, so it's the type 1 where you can actually see, or type 2 where it's actually dark outside, so it's hard to see on the map. I'm going to leave it at type 1 so you can see. Terrain undulate, so it gives you what the terrain is like, if it's higher up or not. I like to have that enabled. It looks pretty cool. Terrain depth, there's an ever so slight change in it. I like to have that enabled. It looks a bit better. Transparency, yes, you want that so you can actually see in the water. Otherwise it looks a little bit weird, but sometimes you may not want that because you're then able to see what's on ground clearer, so you might want to change that. Environment color, so if there's a swamp or something nearby, it changes it on the map. Again, I like to have this enabled. It makes it look better. I'd say omit height calc. I don't exactly know what that one is. I'm not too sure. You can have it to hide snow or have snow. I like it hidden because I don't really care if it's snowy or not, at which point if you're near something and you can't see due to the snow, it's quite helpful. You can have show chunk grid, so you know where the chunks are. I like to have that off because I don't really care about the chunks. Show slime chunk, which is so cheating, so you now know where slime chunks are. I always have that off. I've never enabled it till now. So that's the surface map options. Now if you go to the entities radar options, you can actually change it to enable it, so if you go to any of these things, they will appear on the map. They won't do at the moment because I believe I am in peaceful. Oh no, I'm going to be in peaceful now. Actually, wait, if I could go and try and find a mob. So yeah, if you look on the map now, I've changed it. You can see, oops, wrong button. You can see all the different things. So if I change squid, probably those would go. Ah, no, the reason you can't see it is because, so if I get rid of that now, yeah, some of those went. I keep pressing escape. It's because I forget that this pauses it. However, this is, again, another one of those things that cheat. Tells you where things are. Sometimes I might use it if I really need an animal. Like I was having difficulties finding animals in my survival. However, I chose not to have this as it is kind of cheating. And in my survival, I like to keep it without mods. Marker options. They're different things that will appear on the thing when you've on the map or in actual game when you've created a waypoint, which I'll show in a minute. And then there's some information about the person that created it. You can also have auto update check enabled or disabled. I'd just like it disabled. I'll update it if I wanted it myself. Now to move on to different key configs you can have. This is what I have. If it's green, that means that's what it was default. It hasn't been changed. If it's red, that means you've changed it. Orange is, I think it's because I changed it and then put it to none. Blue is unchanged none. And that, I believe, are the colours. So I have M to toggle it, just because it's default and I'm used to it. 8 on the numpad toggles the actual map itself. That's to toggle the options. Toggle render type, I will show you what that is in a minute. I don't like to use it because it's another cheaty thing. Toggle zoom, I chose not to have because I've got the zoom ones down here. Toggle large map, so I can get a larger map by pressing enter. To set a waypoint shortcut is C, and then to zoom in is add on the numpad, and zoom out is subtract on the numpad. So to show these different things, so if I press enter or return, it gives me a nice full screen map, which is kind of annoying because if you've got full opacity, you can't see anything behind you. So if I press add, I actually zoom in. However, it does get a bit blurry. That's something I don't particularly like. However, if you just go like that, you can roughly tell things. Which point when it's a smaller map, it looks pretty good anyway. So you can zoom out right to 0.5 times and go straight to 8 times. It doesn't say this on the large map. I do not know why. It doesn't really mind because it will say when you move it here anyway. So they're the different time zooms you can get. Now I had 8 to enable this and enable it, to disable and enable, and then 9 changes the render types. So you can have normal. This distinguishes between biomes, I seem to remember, and then this is cave mode. So you can actually see the caves underneath, I believe. I may be wrong with this, but that's what I think they are, and then it goes back to normal mode. It's again something that helps people that maybe struggle or need to cheat. It's another one of those things. Now, as I'm just going to fly around, I'm not going to do any more than I have done, other than to test by setting a waypoint up here for something. So if I press C, waypoint name, I don't know, wool structure, you can then change the colors. So example, I use this if I find a mob spawner. I like to change it red because it's like evil or something. And then in which point you can have different settings for this. It is pretty cool as it says what it is you are. What it is that the waypoint's at, gives you the color, so if you have a distinguished thing for it and it doesn't say the title, and how far you're away from it. Now, if I press M again and go to waypoints and double click on this, you can then change the color of it or anything that you want, as well as you can then, if you want to remove a waypoint, you press remove and it says keep or X as in discard to remove it. So I'm just going to cancel that as I'm going to leave it there, and then I'll just move back and see it actually stays exactly where it is. It's pretty good and increases in size. Now, if I fly so far away, I'm not going to do it, it's about 1,000 blocks, the waypoint actually goes. That's an ever so slight problem, however 1,000 blocks is pretty far. I do not know why you'd be going that far. So overall, I think this mod is pretty good. I recommend it for anyone, so that you are then able to see things from above. As you can see, all these different creations I did.